Welcome, welcome to another episode of Ask a Photo Pro. It is me. I am your friendly neighborhood host. I'm Cardi. Welcome to another episode. Today we're diving into some of my past apprentices. You know, top level pros learn from other top level pros. Every one of these shooters that I'm going to share with you today, all of them at this point now have pretty much 10 years as a pro. All of them also took time to get their stride. Like, it takes time to get your stride, but also all of them have natural talent. All of them have natural talent. I created a support system for everybody, and I critiqued all of their early photo shoots. Their natural talent, you'll see, their natural talent for sure shows through in their work. All of them had no other focus at all except for photography. I'm going to tell you their stories, I guess, from my perspective. I'm going to tell you how they approached me, and I'm going to get into how I chose them, why I chose them. Today's going to be a really, really good episode. Welcome, by the way, if you're watching me live, thank you. I appreciate you. I got nothing but love for you. If you're watching me on the replay, make sure you leave in the comments that you are part of my replay gang, because I do have so many people who watch the replay, which is amazing. All right, are you guys ready? 5 of my past apprentices in a great episode of this week's inspiration. Let's get it on. Let's start with the first working pro. The first working pro was a shooter that is going to kind of break your brain. This photographer, I met him because his wife worked at Starbucks, and the Starbucks that she worked at, she was the manager. She wanted to know everybody in the neighborhood, and he was a photographer studying aerospace engineering at Purdue University. Aerospace engineering, studying a master's in aerospace engineering. And his wife's like, hey, you're a photographer? My husband wants to be a photographer. Maybe I could connect you two. And she did. When Javier was in Toronto next, Javier met me. And after a really short time, he said, okay, I want to be a photographer. He knew he wanted to be a photographer, but he knew that he wanted me to help him. Javier finished his master's in aerospace engineering. He worked for a year, but his designs were starting to be used in defense systems for the American government. Like, basically, he deals with tracking, and they were using his technology for weapon systems, and he just didn't want to be in that. He wanted to be in making happiness and creating images, not destruction and war. So Javier Lovera is the first photographer that I'm going to show you. Javier is born in Colombia and is an absolute destroyer when it comes to professional photography. Javier approached me because he wanted to be a fashion photographer, and a fashion photographer is what Javier is. Clearly, you can see that high concept, high graphic design kind of a sensibility. His website's a bit heavy with this opening page, but have a look at this photographer. I mean, his work is absolutely technically perfect. He really loves fashion. And again, he's from Bogota. He came to Canada because of his wife was in Canada. And just getting into some of his fashion stories, again, it really tells you the power of apprenticeship. Look at the light. Look at the sensibility. Also, Javier had such a great love for creating video, motion graphics. I've created music videos with Cory. I mean, Javier, oh my God, Cory is obviously one of the ones that is coming up, and I'm also seeing Calligraphy talking about Cory in chat. Cory is coming up, Calligraphy, don't worry. Javier, his sense of design and how his photography is so graphic, like this was Javier's style so early, but seeing how he has developed projections and all of these projections, all of this set design, this is all Javier. And again, it shows you how far, like, the work is mind-bending. And again, remember, these were my apprentices, but their work doesn't look like my work. But what you see is they've learned the formula how to be a working pro photographer. And all of these shooters that I'm going to share with you today are absolutely bananas. We are looking at the work of Javier Lovera. Javier assisted me 2005, 2006, we then shared a studio together. We started a photography agency called Herman and Audrey, and Javier and me started it. We brought on Cory eventually. We brought on Wade and all the photographers I'm about to show you. We're looking at the work of Javier Lovera, fashion photographer, pure. So good. I hope you guys are enjoying this work. Again, we're going over 5 of my past apprentices, what their style. Look at how Javier applies all the rules to vertical photographs, all the rules to horizontal photographs, his backgrounds, line, light, all of these things. Like, he's learned the fundamental rules on how to compose editorially, but because he knows these rules, he can bend them. And again, look at the photography. This is a photographer from Colombia, lives in Canada, and right now is pushing deep into film and moving pictures. You can see how his portfolio just like completely grabs your attention. This picture glitches, which is amazing. Do leave a comment if you're feeling this photographer. I'm definitely feeling Javier's work lately. I haven't seen his website in a minute. And for me, like, I like to check up on the photographers that were my past apprentices. You can see his location photography. You can see his sensibility of light. Like, come on. It's so good, right? Just so good. Look at this double page spread. You can see the rules, and all the photographers that I'm sharing with you, these are photographers that have gone through the Cardi method, and I've taught them like how to be working pros, how to shoot dynamic, grabby photographs, and they took their 2 years with me and have just never looked back. It's kind of beautiful. Look at the color sensibility. So great. Every vertical picture, a cover. Every horizontal picture, a double page spread. It's so grabby, eh? And it tells you how far you can go from where you guys are right now, which is watching and learning through me in this program and staying with it, how far you can actually go. Let's go, Timu. Glad you're here. So great. This is photography from Javier Lovera. I'll provide links for all the photographers that I share today in the description of the video that you're watching. They won't be there right this exact second if you're watching me live, but if you're watching after the fact, they'll be there for sure. Javier Lovera is photographer number 1 that I wanted to do a deep dive with you. I hope you are inspired by the work of Javier Lovera. So good. The quality, the light, the idea. Again, inspired by Irving Penn. This story, of course, I shared Irving Penn and all of the masters. So inspired by Peter Lindbergh. And it's great. You'll see how you'll see little like sort of unifying themes that run through all of these photographers that have been my past apprentices, but all of them have their own identity, their own style, their own work. Javier Lovera. You guys in? You like that one? Javier Lovera. This is this week's inspiration, everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying. Look at this last picture from Javier. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Javier Lovera. Just an absolute banana pudding photographer to look at. He's absolutely great. So great. All right, guys. I hope you're having a good time. Hope you're enjoying the vibe. Hope you're enjoying the hang. I'm always here trying to stimulate, always here trying to just crack your brain open a little bit. The next photographer that I'm going to share with you is Cory VanderPloeg. Cory was from just a small town just outside of Ontario, outside of Toronto, meaning like he's from about like 45 minutes away. And Cory found me after he had gone through film school. And going through film school, he realized that he really loved photography. And Cory is the reason that my video skills are the way that they are. Cory helped me so much with video because Cory started assisting me after Javier. Cory we brought in, and Cory came in around 2009. Again, Cory was around 23 years old when Cory started to assist me, and Cory's portfolio is absolutely bananas. And yes, that is Christian Bale. This is Cory VanderPloeg. Cory left Toronto to move to New York, and Cory is also, let's go, calligraphy with the gifted membership. My guy, calligraphy. Appreciate you, calligraphy. Thank you for gifting. Thank you for gifting the membership, my guy. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for the gifted. Let's go, calligraphy. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let's go. Appreciate you. All right, so calligraphy, gifted. Let's go. So Cory's portfolio is bananas, and just seeing how his work has developed over, Cory's been a pro now for 10 years. He gives it like 2013, 2000. I mean, for me, he went pro like 2011. So he's been a pro for like 12 years. He's married to Erica. This is Erica. You're seeing right here, his beautiful wife. And he shoots portraits and fashion. And his sensibility, he's also, after me, he assisted Platon in New York. So I influenced him in a certain way. And Cory was also influenced by Platon. If you watch, this is The Weekend. Again, the funny thing is people being my assistant, you suddenly see how easy it is to shoot celebrities and big faces once you follow the visual sensibility of how to shoot for magazines. Once you shoot for magazines, it's pretty easy to get to that next level where you're shooting stuff that like everybody is actually seeing. You know? Like that's the thing that's actually amazing. You know? This is the work of Cory VanderPloeg. So amazing. So amazing. Cory has lived in New York now for probably 10 years, and he's doing so well. You know, you can see the work, you can see how absolutely bananas the quality is. He has a beautiful texture, a beautiful grain that he puts on top of his photography. He's a Canon shooter, but you never hear Cory talk about cameras, lenses, or anything like that. He just talks about pictures. Cory has an amazingly active YouTube channel. So it's at Cory Photo. just YouTube/Cory Photo if you want to follow Cory. He definitely talks about me in a video called The Art of the Portrait. So you can see Cory VanderPloeg and how his work and his passion for pictures, his light, Stephen Colbert, he's on set shooting Colbert, just the sensibility, the rules. Cory is very bold with his photography. You can see a little bit of my influence. You can see a little bit of Platon's influence, but the quality is there, the sensibility is there, and the work is just clean, 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 clean. Amazing. Just amazing. You can see also how his style carries through every photograph. You really see how his photographs are raw, you know? Let's look at Ziggy Marley. This is Ziggy Marley, as in Bob's firstborn son. This is brilliant. Really incredible, incredible photography. Cory's portraits are brilliant. And again, he's doing super, super high level work. Super high level work. Let me show you a couple more stories. I hope the photography I'm sharing with you today is inspiring you. I hope it's inspiring you, because the only photography worth looking at is photography that's at a level that makes you want to just put down your camera. And the work that Cory has done and does with his wife, this is his wife, Erica. His wife is his muse. He has been photographing her ongoing for at least 13 years. She's a professional model. She's quite up there as far as how well known she is as a model. They live in New York, they travel, and Cory makes just amazing work with the one that he married, which is his muse, and she's been his girlfriend since he was my assistant. This is some work with Cory and Erica. I hope this is inspiring, guys. Cory VanderPloeg. Absolutely brilliant, 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 brilliant photography. You can see the moving pictures inspiration that I was doing right around the time that Cory was assisting me. He's taken that and like applied it to so many different things. It's really brilliant. I'm really loving what Cory's doing. That is photographer Cory VanderPloeg. Now, you guys know about Cory because I talk about Cory often. This next photographer started shooting photos when he was 17, and he's born in Jamaica. He's from Jamaica. He came to Canada to go to school. And Wade Hudson, at 19, he shared and showed his portfolio to me, and I'm going to share with you the photographs that he shared with me, if they're still on his in his portfolio. Yeah, let me see. I don't know if I'm gonna, because they might not be here, like his early work. It looks like they are not, but the portraits that he shared with me, his Jamaica series when he was 19, unbelievable. This is the work of Wade Hudson. Wade right now is about 30, maybe 31, and married with child and represented by West Side Studio. Wade is an incredible photographer. And again, you see the rules that all of these photographers follow. Non-distracting backgrounds, their own signature look in the studio. Again, I'll say non-distracting backgrounds. I'll also say, notice how every vertical picture is a cover. Every vertical picture is a cover. And when you see the amount of work that Wade does, you'll know why he shoots so much editorial, so much covers. He was trained by a magazine photographer. So because all of my past assistants learned from assisting me shooting magazines, seeing my work, seeing how I crop, seeing my non-distracting backgrounds, and I continually talked about these things with them, you can see how this work really resonates. You can see how polished and high quality the work is. You can see how it looks like everything looks like a job. Everything looks like it's been in a magazine. Every vertical picture looks like a cover. And again, Wade is a black photographer, but when you look at his work, much like when you look at my work, you don't know that he's a black photographer, a white photographer, a Chinese, or like, you just know he's a great photographer. And also you don't know male or female. Like, high level work is high level work. It doesn't matter what you look like. It's just about the quality that you're able to bring consistently, time after time. So good. Seeing the huge celebrities that Wade now is shooting, seeing Wade cross over into shooting celebrity, it's just like, so is there a formula? Have I been able to teach all these people how to literally do exactly what I'm doing, shooting huge celebrities, traveling around, shooting for magazines? It's possible. And I've been doing it, and I'm doing it for you right here on YouTube. Like, how absolutely sick is that? So sick. This is Elixir, which is a graffiti artist in Toronto. So amazing. So amazing. Look at his light. Like, just understand, Wade was assisting me and Javier at the same time. So Wade would assist me, then he'd assist Javier, then he'd assist me. And he's like, all of these photographers, especially Cory, they all got to assist more than just me. I created an environment where it was like, we had a collective and everybody was learning from everybody, and the level of work that everybody is putting out just raises everyone else's level of work. You can see I'm doing that in my Discord. By the way, if you're not in my Discord, what are you doing? Join my Discord, please. Wade Hudson. Look at the work, eh? Just so good. So absolutely joyful. And Wade is like dedicated, faithful, God-fearing, goes to church. Like, he's a respectful, good man, you know? And his work, it's just, he's a good person. And all of these people who I've dedicated my time to get to that journey that they're hoping for with professional photography, all of them, you have to be a good person. Like, if you're a mean person, like, the world doesn't open up for you, you know? You got to love what you're doing, really love the craft. And you can see all the photographers that I'm sharing with you today, they all really, really love the craft. You can see it. There's no doubt. Right now we are looking at the work of Wade Hudson, one of those undeniable photographers. Everybody who I'm sharing with you today is pretty undeniable. I hope you agree. Wade Hudson. So great. So great. So clean. Look at the skin. Look at the post-production. Look at the retouching. Look at the light. It's so perfect. Everything is just... And again, you too can be a professional photographer. Again, this is why I started my mentorship program, because I love seeing photographers progress. Like, I love it so much. So much. I got two more photographers to share with you. So after Javier and Cory and Wade were my assistants, I brought in Miguel. Miguel Arenillas. Miguel found me around age 29, meaning he was around 29, and Miguel is from Peru. I love myself some Spanish people. Javier from Peru. I imported Wade from Jamaica. Miguel, Javier from Colombia. I mean, Miguel from Peru. So Miguel and Miguel's work, and Miguel was my assistant for 2 years. And looking at the work that Miguel has created for himself after 2 years of being my assistant, have a look at Miguel's work, and you can see again non-distracting backgrounds, super striking light, beautiful magazine compositions. You can see how polished it looks. Miguel loved post-production, and for me, like, there was times where I was trying to help him pull back because I felt like he was going a little bit too far with the post-production. But if you get into his portfolio,
Well,
again, have a look. You tell me what you think. Oops. There we go. We're caught up now. You tell me. Welcome, Nigel. Glad you're here. You tell me what you think about Miguel's quality. Again, this is photographer number 4 that I'm sharing with you today, and how editorial, how magazine oriented every one of these shooters shoots for magazines. I've been a magazine photographer for 30 years, and everybody who has been my assistant, I've also my apprentice, I've also trained them how to shoot editorially. And you can see how, like, having this crew, having a collective of people that I'm constantly teaching, constantly paying it forward, it's like, it feeds me. And when I didn't, through COVID, like, COVID was one of the worst times of my life, but it was also one of the best times because COVID brought me to YouTube. COVID, because I couldn't do what I was doing for these assistants, these apprentices in person, I had to talk about, like, I started doing it here, and I was doing it on YouTube to nobody. And it's so amazing that all of you have found me now, so I can actually start teaching the stuff that I've taught to these photographers that you can see is clearly working, that I've taught to these photographers. I just teach it to you. And if you spend time watching my podcast, if you spend time watching my videos, if you read my newsletter, meaning you've joined my mailing list and you've kind of followed me a little bit off of YouTube, maybe you'll learn about my mentorship program. And maybe you'll learn that it's like, I have 2 slots left, you know, because I actually get off on seeing the progress like this. Miguel did this session when he was my assistant. Like, Miguel did this session when he was my assistant. And look at how this picture still holds up in this portfolio. And look at how he literally built around, like, he built a portfolio around this photograph. That was the photograph that sparked it. I tell people, like, how many times, like, I see photos, I'm like, nope, that's not it. Nope. And that was the session. This was the session that Miguel shared with me. And I was like, yes, Miguel, look out. Like, yes, Miguel, yes. Make sure your work doesn't look like Wade's, though, because Wade, make sure that your work still looks different than Wade's, and different than mine, and different than Cory's, and all the other people that you're learning from. And you can see over time, Miguel managed to develop his own sensibility, his own visual signature, his own style. Look at the color combinations. Look at how simple and clean and likable his light is and his photography is. Look at how he's removed all the elements so you focus just on the subject. These are essential rules for shooting for magazines, and all of these shooters that I'm sharing with you today, all of them learned it, and all of them are applying how I taught them to shoot editorially, how I taught them to be working pros, how I taught them to be in demand, how I taught them to actually be when you're on set. So you create evangelists, so you have people thinking that you're the best photographer in the universe. I have taught all of these photographers these mindsets, and this is what happens when you use them. It's actually beautiful. It's beautiful to see, and none of their work looks like me, but all of their work feels like they've listened to all the things that you've heard me talk about as long as you've watched this channel. It's pretty great. This is Miguel Arenillas. Miguel Arenillas. Very, very great photographer. I mean, they all are. Look at how much effort he's putting into his productions, into his photography. It's actually beautiful. It's great to see the progress. It's great to see the ideas, how they develop. It's great to see the subjects, the characters that they're choosing to photograph. It's actually great. This is Miguel. Pretty, pretty, pretty amazing. Yes or yes? You want more? More? We got one more photographer for you. The last photographer. This photographer is from Toronto, and again, he kind of was doing it a little bit and trying and getting some things here and there, but it wasn't really like sticking. And then Jesse Milns. Jesse started to assist me, and Jesse assisted me a little bit. He assisted me, but Jesse was such a good assistant. He was so pro, and he started to assist me more and listen more and hang out socially. And Jesse suddenly became like, anytime that he wasn't doing a little picture here, he was hanging out. And Jesse became, over time, like the guy that I would call to assist me. And I wouldn't call Jesse fully my apprentice, but Jesse knew that anytime that we hung out, he was getting tidbits of information that he could use. And I critiqued his work. I looked at photo shoots. I helped him get to the point that, and then at one point, Jesse started shooting for BlogTO, which was a website that is like daily content. And he was zipping all around the city, making editorial pictures every day, the same way that I was doing for the Globe and Mail back when I was young, like Jesse. And something happened. And early on, he was focusing on food and drink and not quite as much portraits, but something happened with his portraits. And right now he shoots portraits, lifestyle, food, and drink. And I'm going to show you the work of Jesse Milns. Jesse is an absolute sweetheart. He's such a nice guy. He's so likable. And again, look at the work. Look at the level of work. Look at the quality. Look at the light. Look at the exposure. Look at the portfolio. Jesse Milns, this guy is no joke. Look at the website. And again, I want you to see every single picture that is a vertical, it's a cover. Every horizontal is a double page spread. And why? Because Jesse has experience. Jesse learned, and Jesse's been doing the editorial game for so long now that he knows the rules. He's been shown the rules. Look at Jesse's photos. Look at this piece of plexiglass or this glass table, how the glass table is kicking back. Look at that expression. Look at his suit. Like Jesse, again, every vertical, a cover. Every double page spread, horizontal. You can see how he sees composition, how he sees light, how he uses not just natural light. And I also want you to notice how all of these shooters are masters of artificial light and natural light. All of these photographers look so incredible to you because they shoot not just natural light, they also shoot artificial light. They've learned how to be wizards in the studio, and they've learned how to be wizards in post-production, and they've learned how to make their work look expensive. That's the whole point, is your work has to look expensive. And you can see here clearly that Jesse's work looks expensive. It looks expensive. Yes, sir, yes. Every one of his vertical pictures looks like the cover of a magazine. Look at his exposures. Look at the ideas. Look at the locations that he's using when he's using locations. Look at how easy these photos look. They're very clean and simple. Like, look at the idea. He had the wherewithal. Let's bring this chair out to this crazy location. Let's use outdoor strobe so I can overpower the sun that's behind, so I can make this location look like a set. Like, this is photography, and this is not taking pictures. Notice none of the photographers that I'm showing you take photos. None of them. All of these photographers make photos. All of these are ideas and executions. Ideas and executions. Anybody can take a photo, but it takes a true creative to have an idea and turn it into a photo. To hear someone else's idea and take someone else's idea and turn their idea into a photo that sells them, sells their brand, sells the magazine, sells that dress, sells that lifestyle. And Wade, oh my God, Miguel, oh my God, Jesse, Cory, Javier, all of these photographers do this, and they do it at the highest level. There is a method to my madness. When I suggest that you offset, when I suggest that you have less distracting backgrounds, when I suggest that your exposure or your focus or like whatever it is that I'm suggesting is all to help you get to the level where your photographs look like they're in magazines, because these are the photographers that get hired. The photographers that get hired are the ones that look like they're shooting for magazines already. Their ideas, their light, like this idea is a sick idea. And even if it's very center biased, Jesse shot so much for web and not as much for print, although he's shooting more for print now, that this is like an opening full page of a website. So some of his stuff was very center focused, and also some of these center focuses, you can crop them and make them vertical, although you lose a lot of the sensor. Yeah, this is the work of Jesse Milns. And I said again, he shoots portraits, lifestyle, and food and drink. And when you look at his lifestyle photography is regular people doing regular things in order to sell a product. This is regular people doing regular things in order to sell a product. This is Jesse's lifestyle photography. Notice there's no eye contact. There's no eye contact with the camera, because lifestyle photography is not about eye contact. It's about regular people doing regular things, and it's photographed in a stylish way, in a way that will sell a product, sell an idea, or sell a lifestyle. This is lifestyle photography. Again, no eye contact. They're just regular people doing regular things, shot in an interesting way. So lifestyle photography becomes stock photography. There's so much of this photography that people need. People need these type of photography, this type of photography, and there's such big money in shooting lifestyle. You got to get good at shooting lifestyle. So many times there's opportunities to shoot lifestyle, but you don't see the lifestyle opportunity in it, and you break it and you're like, hey, look at me. And then everyone looks at you, and now you're making a snapshot instead of shooting an editorial moment. Just not having someone look at the camera while they're doing something and shooting it in a deliberate way makes an editorial picture. You all can do a lifestyle photo. It's great. Great, great, great. And Jesse's last section is food and drink. And food and drink is where he started. Food and drink is what I believe he shoots to an insane level. And again, this is the same photographer. And because he shot so much blog content when he was starting his career, he shot so much food and drink. He got hired to go to restaurants and shoot openings, shoot chef stuff. And like, he learned that this is big money photography. So Jesse has now mastered how to smash lifestyle and food and drink and portraiture together to create this career that you see before you. This is Jesse Milns. And again, there is a method to my madness. There's a method when I look at your portfolios and I'm critiquing and I'm talking about what are you shooting? You're just taking pictures. And again, I'll say none of these pictures are taken. These are all ideas and execution. Look at these ideas and look at the execution. It's why this photography looks so professional. It's because it's niched, it's high end, and it's targeted. He knows he's creating food photography. He knows who the audience is. He knows what they need it to look like. And he's creating food and drink that fits right into that demographic. I want to eat all this food. I want to literally see these type of photographs in my own portfolio. You should be feeling that with the photographers that I show you on this channel. You should wish that these photographs were your portfolio. Whatever that niche is, I've showed you some photographers today that shoot shoot portraits, that shoot fashion, that shoot food and drink. And all of them were trained by me. I'm not a food and drink photographer, by the way, but look at how being my apprentice, being my assistant, has taught him to shoot like this. I don't claim to know everything, honestly, but I definitely know enough after 3 decades being a pro how to start a photographer who has talent down the right road to making money with their camera. For me, I see it the way that Neo sees the Matrix. It's pretty clear for me. The hardest thing sometimes for emerging photographers is that you're too close. It's you. You're too close to the work. You're too close to your life. You're too close to your career. You're too close to your own habits. So it's hard to see what you could be doing, what you should be doing, because you don't know what you don't know. Guys, that was 5 of my past apprentices that absolutely, I feel like are mind-bending photographers. Javier Lovera, Cory VanderPloeg, Wade Hudson, Miguel Arenillas, and lastly, Jesse Milns. Amazing photographers. Guys, I am here 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I do Tuesdays and Thursdays episodes at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to put a poll up because I am getting a lot of new viewers, like just a lot. And I want the most amount of people to be able to watch me. I would rather, if I need to stream a little bit earlier, so my European, my African, my South African viewers, my far East European viewers can watch. I don't mind starting a little bit earlier. I'm going to set up a poll. I used to do this at 2 o'clock. I used to do all of my streams, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And that was great. But for some people, they couldn't watch because it's in the middle of their workday. So I'm trying to create a time which is the best for everybody for my live streams. So pay attention to my community page for that poll. I do photo reviews shows on Thursdays. I did not do a podcast on Sunday because I was in the country, but usually I give an assignment. This time, the assignment is going to be given out on Thursday. I usually give them out on Sundays, but I should actually probably just give them out Thursday, look at the pictures the next Thursday, or I'll give it out Sunday, but I'm not giving it out today. But if you do want to have photos reviewed, you have to join and become a member here on YouTube. It's super easy. It's $5 a month. You join, you then become a member of my Discord, which you find the link in the video description of the podcast that you're watching right now. You join the Discord, you go into your Discord settings, you go to connections, and then you connect your YouTube account to Discord, and then my Discord will know you're a YouTube member. It'll unlock these amazing submission folders where I can look at your websites. I can download your raw files. By the way, I've just downloaded like 10 or 15 raw files that I'm going to be processing for an upcoming video. I'm also in the middle of shooting 2 more videos. I've hired 2 editors. I have an editor that edits my podcast down to digestible bits, which come out the day after my podcast release. I also have an editor to edit my videos so I can make more videos faster and better. And you're going to notice that there's going to be an upload of either a podcast, a clip from one of my podcasts, or an edited video going up on my channel every single day. That is going to be happening as of yesterday. It's already started. There's going to be another new video that goes out tomorrow, another podcast Thursday, another new video that goes out on Friday and Saturday. You have to join my mailing list because that's when I send out my mailing list every Saturday. I am becoming a content machine as I prepare for my masterclass. My masterclass is a education program that I'm building out courses, one-on-one or one-to-group. I'm going to move my mentorship program over there. If you're interested in my mentorship program right now, how it is, you can join through my website. Just go to stevecardy.com. You can see my mentorship there at stevecardy.com/learn. You can go there and that'll teach you everything that you need to know. You can do 2 hours a month with me, or 2 1-hour blocks or 1 2-hour blocks per month. That's what is available. And I said at the beginning of the episode, I don't want you to join, so don't. Like, I have 2 spots maybe, but it takes a lot of time, and I already have like 6 people. I'm trying to raise the price, so don't join so I can get you at a higher price. If you're insane and you want to join now, then do it today, because I'm literally turning the button off before, I would say, the end of next week. I'm trying to collect 2 more people. Helping is my only goal. Paying it forward with this photography business is my only goal. Helping you get unstuck from your current situation, whether it's you're stuck with your photography business, you have life stuff that you're stuck with. My new content is not just about photography. It's more about also life, and how focusing on having not just a better photography life, but a better life in general will make you a much happier person. Subscribe, please, if this content resonates with you. I do not want you to subscribe if my smiling face and my DJ voice isn't resonating with you. But if it is resonating with you, please subscribe. And also, if you are watching this stream live, you'll notice that there wasn't a single commercial. The reason that there wasn't a single commercial is because these commercial-free live streams, while they're live, are brought to you by the members of this channel. You'll see up here that I have 124 members. Those members and my membership on this channel is why I'm able to do my live streams with no commercial break, skip this commercial, which makes it a more enjoyable situation for you. If you'd also like to become a member, so you're also bringing this stream to my non-members commercial free, feel free to, but the real benefit of becoming a member is having your photos reviewed, which I do every single Thursday. Vicky just became a member again. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate you. I can't pop it up on the screen because I disconnected that, but I will set my place ablaze with the smoke that I know that you love. Every time I get a member while I'm live, I burn down my studio. So thank you, Vicky. The smoke is for you. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you. If you want the smoke for your ass, you need to also become a member. Am I doing class on Thursday? Meaning another podcast? Yeah, there'll be a podcast Thursday. That podcast will be at 6. I will be reviewing photographs. You can submit one photo for review. The reason that we've dropped down from 5 to 3, length of episode, now we're going from 3 to 1, meaning I want you to submit one photograph that you want my eyes on. I'm going to give you a amazing review, but it now doesn't mean there's now no longer your best photo. Now photo of the week becomes way more valuable. If you only get to submit one photo, I'm reviewing all those photos, but photo of the week is what the real thing is. So make sure that you're focusing on submitting. Sorry, I just dropped some frames there because Donna became a member. Welcome, Donna. Let's go. Donna Crenshaw became a member. Thank you, Donna. You're going to see the alert happen at some point. But yes, calligraphy, the submissions are going down to 1. And because of my last episode was 3 hours, you got to understand, in order for me to keep the people who are watching stimulated, I need to have the photos change over faster. One photo means in one episode, the 30 people who can submit, I can do that in an hour or an hour and a bit, but 3 hours is a lot. So if it was 3 hours for what our last submission was, if I reduce it down to 1, then that means I'm back to my time, a tight hour, which is what we're trying to do. Guys, I hope today brought you value. I'm going to be doing some question and answer at the end of my episodes more often, provided those episodes aren't 3 hours. The sweet spot for me is between 40 minutes and an hour. But again, people who are resonating with this content, they want this content to be as long as possible. They want me to talk all night, and I do as long as I can, but at some point I got to run out of energy. Guys, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you found this episode where I highlight 3 of my past 5 of my past apprentices. I hope you found it I hope it brought you value. I don't hear my high quality content or any of those things happening right now. Why is that? Did I turn my graphics off? 1 second.
High quality content.
Yeah, why am I not hearing that? I hope you're hearing it, because I'm not hearing it. But anyways, I think it has to do with my setup. I'll fix that in time for Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go back now and film these 2 videos, which I'm going to drop Friday and next week Friday. I hope this brought you value. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining. If you joined recently today, if you subscribed recently, thank you. And if you can't get enough of this smiling face, make sure you watch another video. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. You can learn about those last 2 slots in my mentorship program by going to stevecardy.com/learn. For all of the almost 50 of you who were watching me live, thank you. I appreciate you. As mentioned earlier, this commercial-free episode was brought to you by the members of this channel. If you became a member recently, you're going to see your name scroll right across the top of this screen because I like to show love to the people who are members of this channel. If you subscribed recently, your name's going to go along the bottom of this screen. My socials are there. You can follow me at Steve Cardy on Instagram, on X, on TikTok, and all the social media platforms, especially Behance. Make sure you follow me on Behance. I'm about to drop a whole bunch of new work there. If you're interested in my masterclass and you've made it to the end, make sure you leave a comment under this video that says masterclass. I appreciate you guys.